What up, y'all? It's your boy Loon, Game Beat Addicts, the only addicts you know. So, y'all really pushed me to do this. Y'all really, I had to do something special. I couldn't just do another video, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't just put out a video and say, here you go. You know, I had to do something pretty dope for y'all. So with that being said, everybody knows, well, I don't know if y'all know, but I'm a producer. When I'm not streaming and I'm not working, you know, I produce music. I've been in the production game for almost 18 years, 19 years, you could say. I've been doing it for a while, and I've had a chance to work with great artists, up and comers. I've had a chance to work with a few of the legends. I've had a chance to sit down and talk with record labels all over the place, and there was one that I wanted to share with y'all, and since y'all helped me get to 200 subscribers, I'm gonna go ahead and share this story with you. Not many people know this story. I don't really talk about it too much. I'm a kind of humble guy. Everybody will tell you that know me personally. But I'm gonna tell you about the one day, the first time I ever met Tupac. No, I'm not talking about a fake Tupac. I'm talking about the Tupac Shakur. Rest in peace. Tupac Shakur, rapper slash artist slash just fucking poetic justice. I mean, this guy was so bright with his words, so intelligent, so ahead of the curve. It's not even funny. But I'll get to that story now. So I was about, oh Jesus Christ, man, I was probably my 4th or 5th year in the production game, and it was 1996, and man, it was a time when music was great, when hip hop was West Coast, you know what I'm saying? Like just everything on the radio, everything that was being sold was music. It was just banging, you know what I mean? There was no weak sauce back then. But anyway, so I had broken into the production game, had a few interviews with a few companies, had interviews with magazines and such, and happened to come across Kevin, and I can't say his last name just for, you know, reasons, but ran into Kevin, and Kevin was an intern slash AR scout that had worked for Interscope. Now Interscope slash Aftermath was pretty much the big boys in town, you know what I'm saying? Like they were the breakouts. They were the ones that actually released Dr. Dre's The Chronic. So basically they were responsible for the blowing up of Death Row. But so I'm chilling with Kevin, and I'm sitting there and I'm talking to him. We were at the Fox Hills Mall in California, you know, and we just chilling, we talking, we having lunch, you know what I'm saying? Talking about what moves could I possibly do, what else can I do to expand my production, who can we get, you know, these demos to, and stuff like that. Well, we hear like this big commotion going on, and we don't even know what the, you know, we're in the lunch, you know, the lunch area, the lunch court, food court, whatever you call it. And I look up and I just see this mob, and I see these just huge guards. Like, they didn't look like guards, but you could tell they were bodyguards. They had on all black and black shades or whatnot. And I see this guy standing there walking with him with this like this huffing and puffing and angry look on his face, and I'm like, yo, that looked like, you know, in my mind I'm thinking, yo, that looked like Tupac, you know what I'm saying? That looked exactly like Tupac. And I'm thinking, I'm just tripping, there's no way that's Tupac. Well, sure enough, the dude stomps in and sits down because he knows Kevin. Hey, what up, Kevin? What you doing around these parts? And I'm just having lunch, you know, with one of my colleagues, and he introduces me to him. And now I wanted to be like, oh my God, it's Tupac, you know what I mean? But being a professional, I held my ground. I stood very humble. How you doing, Mr. Shakur? I stuck my hand out, shake his hand. He shook my hand. How you doing? What to call you? Call me Loon. He's like, oh, okay, that's what's up. And he turned and he started talking to Kevin again, and I didn't interrupt. I just let them have their conversation. And then he kind of looked at me. He looked back at Kevin. And he said, yo, what's up with your homeboy? And I'm like, uh-oh, what the hell happened, right? He's like, what you mean? He's like, yeah, like he ain't all like, oh my God, you're Tupac and interrupting me and stuff. Like, he just sitting there, you know, not even doing anything. He like, well, that's my boy Loon. He's one of the up and coming producers that we're trying to get into the door and blah, 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 blah. And I was humbled that Kevin was even talking about me. And he was like, oh, is that right? Word, you know, you got some cuts, man. You got some fire on you. And I'm like, well, I ain't got it on me, but you know, I got a couple things on my hard drive. You know what I'm saying? And he like, all right, why don't you come with Kevin to the studio? And you know, let's see what you got. I'm gonna have a couple other producers in there, and you know, let's see what you got. And I'm like, oh wow, okay. Now this big old mob starts coming towards where Tupac was sitting. And he just kind of stood up. He looked at Kevin. He looked at me. He said, y'all enjoy your lunch. He said, that's my cue to go. And Kevin's like, yo, what you doing here anyway? And he said, I had to knock somebody out because they stole my boy's chain. And I'm like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, so anyway, we, you know, I look at him, I'm like, bro, I can't believe, you know, you went ahead and you know, told him I'm a producer and all that. He's like, well, somebody got to talk for you. You know what I'm saying? At this point, I'm kind of just in shock at everything that's going on. And so later that night, you know, we do head out over to the studio. A couple, you know, cats were in there from Death Row. You had Kevin, myself, and another unnamed person that I can't say, Pac. And he had like, you know, this little, I don't know if it was the Outlaws at that time. I'm not sure who it was, but there was like 2 other cats with them. And there was like 6 producers, maybe 7 in the room showing Pac stuff, and Pac's just right there. Now everybody who know Pac, everybody who really know Pac, know that when he was in the studio, he wasn't about partying, he wasn't about bitches, he wasn't about, you know, drugs and all that. He would literally say, if y'all ain't gonna do that, go leave the studio and go do that. We take care of music first and then we do that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, anybody that know Pac know that whenever he drank, he always had this little white cup. It was just a little, it wasn't even big. It was just this little white, looked like a little Dixie cup, but it was a plastic white cup. What was he drinking? We don't know. But so anyway, he talking to all these producers. He like, yo, you got heat? You ain't got heat. You got heat? You ain't got heat. Like he really, you know, talking like that. And I'm like, oh my God, he gonna look at me next and say, you ain't got no heat, right? But maybe the advantage I had is I was still with Kevin. So he turned around, he'd be like, oh, hey, I remember you. You were from Fox Hills Mall, right? And I'm like, yeah, that's me, man. And I was actually shocked that he remembered that. But anyway, he like, you know, hey, you know, what would you said you had heat? You got heat? You got heat? And I'm like, well, damn, there's like 6, 7 other producers in this room, and he looking at me. So okay, you know, I got this. I don't got many. I got like 10 maybe on this drive, but I'll show you. So I showed them what I had, and they nodding their heads, and I mean, like, yeah, that's real West Coast. That's dope. You know what I mean? And these were the tracks that I had put together for my album that I was putting together. But shit, if Pac was gonna take them, I'll let him take them. You know what I mean? But Kevin, like, yeah, man, we trying to get him going. You know, we shopping him around. His brothers are shopping him around. They're trying to get him interviews everywhere. You know, this is the up and comer. So Pac, like, yeah, man, that's some real heat right there. You hear that, boys? And he's talking to other producers in there. He's like, you hear that, boys? That's West Coast to the fullest right there. So I'm like, damn, you know, Pac talking about my beats like that. So anyway, long story short, he look at me, he look at Kevin. He said, hey, Kevin, when y'all gonna be available again? He said, well, we could get together next week if you want. He like, tell you what, I got a trip that I got to take in 2 weeks. When I come back from there, we'll sit down and maybe we can work. And I'm like, shh, that man, honor. Got up, shook his hand. Kevin shook his hand. We was out. Little did I know, that'd be the last time I seen Pac, because the trip he had to take was to Las Vegas. It's your boy Loon. I hope you enjoyed the story. I wanted to share something special with y'all for 200 subscribers. Man, now I'm heading for 500 subscribers. Please like, comment, subscribe, you know, everything. I appreciate y'all. It took a lot for me to actually do this story for y'all, but I'm opening up my world to you, so hopefully you appreciate what I'm doing for you just as much as I appreciate what you're doing for me. So again, I don't know what I'm gonna do for 500, but I'll have something, I promise you that. So we on the road to 500. I hope y'all enjoyed the story. It's your boy Loon, Game Beat Addicts, the only addicts. I'm out of here, y'all.